This is just a little video demonstrating a prayer to the directions, just so that you can get an idea of how it can be done. Of course, everybody does it their own way, and you don't have to memorize my words or anything like that. In fact, it's better when you're making prayers to the spirits of the land, I think, well, maybe all the time, but to the spirits of the land for sure, to just speak from your heart. So I'm up in the mountains in New Mexico, and it's a beautiful day, and so I thought I would just do a little prayer to the directions here and kind of show you how I do it. So begin facing east. Well, I'll use my rattle too. A lot of people use a rattle to rattle in the directions, or a drum, or you don't need to, but you can. Beautiful east. You're such a wonderful teacher and wonderful healer and guide and presence, and thank you so much for all the help that you give me and give to everybody. You're the direction of the sunrise and the springtime and the new day. You're the direction that reminds us that everything begins new again and again in our life. There's always a chance to start new, and you're the teacher of newness and freshness, starting over, and all the things that go with that. And you're the direction of bringing in the new shape of things into visibility. The prayers that we make, the dreams that we have, the hopes and the intentions, and you're the direction that brings things into shape into this world for the first sight. And I just thank you so much for being with us and all your presence all the time with me in my life. And thank you so much, East. We move to the south. Wonderful South, you're a beautiful teacher and a wonderful guide, wonderful healer, and thank you so much for all the work that you do on my behalf and on all of our behalf. And you're the direction of the summer and the high noon, the bright sun, the fullness of life, the fullness of the life force. And in the Celtic world, you're the direction of the refinement of skills, of coming into our finest skills after a long time of study and of learning. You're the rising up of the life force in its most positive and visible manifestation. I just thank you so much for all the love that you bring. You're the direction of the love of the life force. In the Celtic world, you're the direction of joy and dancing and revelry, summer, and fun, and love, the love of this life, the love of the body. And so I thank you so much for reminding me to be in love with this world and be in love with the fact that I'm in a body, and I get to experience all these things because I'm in a body. And thank you for bringing your healing of love and your healing of the life force when I ask for it, and your teachings and your help of advancing my skills in this life, all the skills that I'm trying to acquire. Thank you, South. Thank you so much for your presence in my life. We move to the west. And it's kind of interesting that there's a fallen tree here in the west, because the west is the direction of endings, of letting go, of moving out of the shape that we're in currently. It's the autumn and the sunset and the transition out of one shape and into the next shape. And it's the direction of great mystery of where do we go? Where does everything go? Everything on this planet goes to the west. It enters the planet in the east, and it lives through the south, and we all together go through the same gate in the west on our journey out of this shape and into the next shape. And because of that, the west is connected with grieving, because it's always hard to leave. No, even if you're in an uncomfortable place and you're leaving it, it's still hard. We still have resistance. So there's grieving. And grieving is a beautiful, beautiful act of love. Grieving is one of the highest forms of love of life. And so the West is the direction and the teacher for us to how to grieve deeply and beautifully and authentically. And the West is the opener of mystery and the the one who teaches about destiny, because our destiny always lies across the western horizon in one form or another. And so I thank you, West, for all the beautiful gifts that you give us and all the beautiful healing and teaching that you give to me and have given to me all my life. And thank you so much for being such a beautiful teacher and powerful, powerful guide. We thank you, West. And we move to the north. Beautiful north, you are such a powerful guide, such a powerful teacher and healer. You're the direction of the winter and of the deep night, of the place of dreaming, and all the action and all the meaning that we take from the fact that we dream. And we spend, a third of our life asleep. Well, if we're lucky, we spend a third of our life asleep. And we spend a third of our life in the dream world, with our body here and left alone in the bed, in the comfortable bed. And off we go to the dream world with our free soul, journeying and being taught by the spirits of the dream in the north. And in the north, I live in Minnesota, and so the north is connected to the winter, which can be very harsh, very dark for a long time, and very cold. And so the north is our great teacher of endurance and of putting one foot in front of the other. In the Celtic tradition, they say the north is the teacher and the helper in rough times, in hard times. And the north acknowledges that to be human is to have rough times. We always have rough times, and it's part of being alive. It's part of being in the body. It can be said that we come into this existence, into this body, in order to experience rough times, hard times, challenges. If we're on a journey of learning, we need challenges. And the north is our great helper in moving through challenges, moving through rough times, hard times, and endurance and silence of winter and the quietness. And the north is also I see it as the womb, the great womb between seasons, between daytimes, the womb where the spirit of the dream comes and marries our human intentions in the dream and teaches us how to live the next shape of life. So North, I thank you so much for being such a powerful healer, a powerful, beautiful, beautiful teacher. I thank you so much. And then in the Celtic world, they say that the directions are 5 in number, the 4 cardinal directions and the center. And we'll just move around the center here. Move around the center. The center is like the center of a wheel, like the hub where the wheel spins around. And in the center is our power. When we stand in the center, we're in our power. And the center is the marriage of all 4 directions, all of the teachings and the healings, the power and the support and the guidance of all 4 cardinal directions comes into the center. And in other traditions of the wheel, the above and the below and the center are also combined. And I think that in the Celtic world, we can imply or infer that when we're at the center, we're also praising the direction of above, the protection and the immensity of the sky, and the wisdom that pours down from the Sky Father, from the Star Fathers, the Star Grandfathers, and the immensity of the uncountable, incomprehensible distance and space and the galaxies, and all that wisdom and light that pours down. The Oran Mor is the great song of the universe. The Oran Mor is Gaelic, and the Oran Mor pours down into us, teaching us the new song, the next song of wisdom. So we bless the above world for pouring down the great song into our body so that we learn the new song. We're always being taught the next song. And we look at the great Mother Earth, and we thank her for all of her gifts of green beauty and the creatures and the plants and the beauty of the Mother Earth. And we thank the Mother Earth for holding us in this body and in this container. The earth itself is a container of life, and our body is a container of our life. And the Mother Earth holds everything together. Everything we see comes out from underneath the great Mother's skirt and comes charging into the world with great delight to live. And we thank you, Mother Earth, for all the sustenance and the beauty and the support that you give us. We thank you so much, Great Mother. And all of these powers are in the center, the above, the below, and the center. And in the center, we marry the 4 directions and the 7 directions. We marry all of the wisdom from the teachers, from the fields of energy that we work with and that work with us so eagerly, especially when we ask with sincerity, with sincerity. When we ask, the directions deliver their wisdom. So when you make your prayer, I made this prayer to go around and kind of, be kind of fast. But when you make your prayer to the directions, you can take time at each direction. And after you make the prayer, you can take a few moments to listen. Listening is one of the most important parts of making prayers, because when you make a good, sincere prayer to the spirits, they almost always, I'd like to say always, but we always like to block it too, but they almost always speak back to us. I think they always do speak back to us, and we often don't hear it because of we're blocking it for some reason or another. But the powers always speak back to us. When we ask the East to help us refresh our life, and then we take a moment of silence afterwards, the East will give us advice, direction, through images, through feelings, through memories, or a daydream, on how to refresh our life. And that's all medicine. And we ask the South to help us build our skills and help us to love life. And when then we listen, the South will give us advice, or maybe it'll give us a little emotional jolt. Maybe we'll feel joy all of a sudden. It's like an infusion of medicine. But it'll always tell us what we need to know. And when we ask the West, to help us grieve, or to help us move forward, to help us let go or release of something, and if we wait and have some silence, the West will tell us. It'll give us advice and guidance on how to move forward and how to release from this thing that we are wanting release from. It'll help us. The North will help us with endurance. It'll help us with silence, and it'll give us guidance and healing. So the directions are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Prayer structure, container, and helper and healer. And so I end this prayer just with gratitude to this spot of land that is letting me stand here right now, and to this body which is letting me walk around in it, and to this voice which is letting me put words to some of these prayers. And I hope these prayers help you. I hope they're of value, and I hope they do good work in the world.